All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Yeah, let's see if this works better. I did take a loss on that LRE. I don't know if y'all saw that. I had this level here, this level and dynamic magnet didn't hold up for me on that pullback. Went up to that ZOI. And then, of course, it's coming down now. All right, hopefully it... a lot more gooder. Hopefully this stream holds up better. But yeah, unfortunately I took that loss. And that's also why all my other accounts are doing so much better. And this 25K one is not, because the other ones I'm able on some days to trade after the open at random times. And I'm catching some nice trades. But this account has been only pre-market. So pre-market is a little more tough, I will admit. But man, I mean, I don't know. I liked this one. I have nothing really to say that I shouldn't have done. You just lost. All right, now we have double clusters on the 30 tick. And since it blue came right, well, I guess it didn't really go right through settlement. It still bounced and kind of had a little oscillating on it. Maybe we'll get a reset and then a short down to those green eye blocks down there, magnet and all that stuff. If we get a short underneath these clusters, I'll probably have to take it with the target of those green eye blocks. This one's breaking that bottom, so I'm going to see if I could take it to those eye blocks now. Up 20-something ticks, so I'm going to go to break even. Hitting that first eye block, I'm out. I don't want to take the chance of that bouncing up. So quick scalp there. That's about 30 ticks. Nice little, that was a nice one. And this might keep going, but yeah, look at it, keep going. But I don't want to, those eye blocks there, I mean, usually it's not going to stop at the first one, but it threw a cluster right on top of it on the 10 tick if you're looking here. This mini magnet does tell me it would probably push a little through, but I'm not taking a chance. Yeah, so that was a nice one. I was looking at that short, but at the same time, I mean, that's what I was saying. If we get a short underneath those double clusters on the 30 tick, that's where I wanted to take it. So yeah. Typically, that's the way it works, though. When you tighten up behind a level, usually it won't just knock you out right away. It'll keep going and then come back up, and you have room to kind of move your stop around. But, you know, yesterday that didn't really work out too well. All right, so that puts it at plus 10 ticks. And that's why I like the LREs a lot, because you take a loss and the next win, you know, you're back in. Media view, why do I choose NQ? I like the speed of NQ. Plus, since I trade pre-market, it moves better than everything else. ES is and all those are just way too slow pre-market. Even after the open, though, I still trade NQ because I like the speed of it. And I mean, I've been trading NQ for a couple years. So I'm just, I feel like I'm more, I have a better read of it also, of how it moves and everything. I'm not taking this pullback because we have those double clusters right there on the 10. Leaving all this OP, double clusters there. So there's no reason for me to take this short. And it is setting up a TX short with it, but there's too much OP right in here. Too many mini magnets and clusters. Plus, I'm not expecting for it to continue running very much. If it does come down, there's just too many obstructions.
Potential SLZ on YM. Potential TX on NQ. Potential OP rejection on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
All right, let's see what happens here. If this goes long, we got to keep in mind we have those double clusters right there on the 30 tick. So it may come up and test those. It kind of did, just short of them. Double clusters again on the 30, where we are now.
Cluster NQ.
So I'm not taking anything between these in this zone right now. This bottom where we just came down to with the double clusters there. Then we have double clusters here. These double clusters are going to be stronger because more of like a wall because they're lined up right with each other, side by side, just to pretty much. These are spaced out, so it could be. Oh, look at that. This one just popped up too. So it's telling me this area right in here around 059, depending on where this cluster goes to. But this area up here,
Double cluster YM.
got to keep an eye on. I'd prefer this to continue short, actually.
On NQ.
Go ahead, give us that reset. Get away from that. Head down to this deviation. I mean, we have some double mini magnets way down here, but that's way down there under 12,000. Not sure that'll happen pre-market. Going long, we have these stacks of mini magnets up here. So let's see where it wants to go. Yeah, exactly, Jean. It was nice and clear, but not anymore. Yeah. Yeah, Captain Price, I don't trade ES. I'm just on NQ. The way the price action is moving now, I think the market could be waiting for this Fed member to start talking at 9 a.m. And then, like I said, we have high impact news at 10 a.m. So we'll see if we get much movement at all before the open. Yeah, we take quick scalps, Captain Price, all based on order flow and basically footprints, which are order prints. So we see quick reads based on orders to give us little setups here. So we're reading what's happening right now in the market at the moment at this level, basically. Jeff, yeah. I mean, 9 a.m., it's 5 minutes away, so I really don't know if we'll get something before the open. And then 10 a.m. news, so. Yeah, Captain Price. Could be after 10 a.m. when we really see some nice movement. No, I don't use a heat map. Just order prints. Order prints and order flow. These Apex charts pretty much have everything you need. It's just displayed. It's showing everything all those footprints and heat maps and everything uses, but it's just displayed in a different way. Like all these lines that you see is indicating all those things. This might be getting ready to break short of these levels here. Simplicity is lining up.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Getting rejected right here at this institutional block. Because we still have this stack that it has to break. So the double clusters here is telling us there's a little bit of fight going on. We have to break this stack. But with Fed member coming out and speaking, anything can happen right now. You can see the orders here. Right here at that cluster. Stacking orders. And then we got exhaustion box right above that green eye block. Let's see if we get more orders coming in. We got 145 orders right here at 12.050. And then here's where the other cluster was. Let me back up one. Okay. There wasn't that many orders there on the last bar. But that's where it's at now. If you look on the 30 tick. Right there at that last cluster. So it could be getting ready to go short. If it can break. That's a strong institutional block though right there. It's trying on the simplicity chart here. Just trying to break that. Yeah, see, that's way too much analysis for me, Captain Price. I just look at what's happening right now with the orders. And this is why I'm getting my read that is trying to go short as it is because of what's happening right now. Basically everything I was just talking about. The orders, implied volatility right now is setting up. So we came right down to our wall we have here. It's a lot to break to go short, but everything at the moment was indicating it was going to try to make a push short. Now, if depends on if it lays this mini magnet here, if this bar lays this mini magnet right here, that's going to be a telling sign because at that mini magnet is the dynamic magnet. And if it lays a mini magnet on that dynamic magnet, that could be the end of this short. Just depends on what happens here. Because here's our dynamic magnet. And it's trying to lay that mini magnet between the dynamic magnet and wall. So I don't want it to because I'd want this to continue short. But we'll see.
Double cluster NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on YM.
We are approaching yesterday's close at 12:034.50. All right, we might leave that 30 tick. Let's see. It has to close at 052.75, but it's coming back up and testing these double clusters, so it might not close up there. But let's see, because if it does, it'll leave this exhaustion box, mini magnet. There's no trapped orders in there, but that wouldn't be a good sign for it to continue short. We'll see what happens as it's testing this double cluster area. Because we got to remember there was two institutional blocks here, two green ones, then these double clusters here. So there's a bit of a fight going on right now. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Especially with the Fed member speaking, you know, they could say anything and cause a spike or a drop.
Potential TX on NQ.
Like right there, it was just accumulating all those clusters like you mentioned on the 10 tick here. All these clusters. Then we had those clusters on the 30 there. Now it's trying to find its way. Simplicity is still short. I may take a pullback off of that around 041, this dynamic magnet, if it does come back to it. Port for a minute, it couldn't bust it. Now it busted if I get an LRE there. Yeah, it could. It could go ahead and make a run, depending on what the Fed is talking about too. So that's kind of a tricky thing because I'm not listening. No, I don't use time charts, Captain Price. I use 10 tick chart, 30 tick chart, and 50 tick chart. We're looking at order prints only. Order flow. The only reason why I have this 30-second chart is because it measures implied volatility, price action of the options index. $50 chart right here is what gives me my big view.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with
All right, we might be making, there's a crash up at that wall as well. So I do like a short off that wall.
potential TX on NQ.
If we can get a nice setup off that crash, as long as it don't start chopping its way up and laying a lot of order prints on its way up. Because it stops just above the minus 2.5 deviation. But if it gives a setup here and it's too tight, like right now you see the entry would be here at 03450, it's not a lot of room
Potential TX on YM.
between these areas here. So let's see what sets up here. And it's not really a clean pullback at the moment. You can see it's kind of chopping on the flux level here. So yeah, this one is not going to be I'm not going to take an entry here because it's getting real tight. Our entry is getting real tight. Like right now would be the entry. But I wanted to pull back up here to this wall and ZOI crash, and it's just real tight in this area. So I'm not sure, I wouldn't have the confidence that it would come out of this area clean short. Yeah, see, here we go. Because I would expect this to want to come up to test this wall and ZOI crash just like that. That's where I wanted my entry. Right there. But unfortunately, that's not an entry anymore. But this is exactly where I wanted my entry. So, can't take it. Might get a sniper short off of it, though. Yeah. Mini magnet against it. I mean, plenty of reasons. Obviously, since it didn't even, the entry wasn't where I wanted it. Then we had this setup here, mini magnet here to push. And then not to mention on the 30 tick, we got that set up here. Trapped Xbox, cluster on it. So nice skip on that one. How to avoid a loss. And I wouldn't be quite ready to take a long here either, even if Simplicity sets up long. Because it looks clear, but looking left on the 30, if we go long, again, right into those double clusters, that area that we just struggled to come out of. So I want it to prove to me first that you know, we're clear to go. It's wiped out those orders. But as of now, it'd be a no for me. And it's 9-11 as well, getting closer to that open. So looking likely that I'll end up with just taking this 10 tick win for the day, but let's see. We still got a little bit of time. So that where it got rejected at just now was yesterday's low of the day. 12.025.75. So it didn't quite get there, but almost. Now, if this, I'd want one of two things right now on the 30 tick chart. If this leaves a mini magnet, closes down, I'd fully expect this to push down, at least come down to this deviation. But we're also on a third bar here as well. So if this could come back down in this area, leave a mini magnet and close up, then that'd be a third bar sling to push it, I mean, at least back up into this ice between the two ice levels. And probably wall worthy. Especially it leaves a mini magnet on this level and pushes up. But we'll see, because it might leave, this bar is going to be important right now, this third bar, to see where it closes and if it leaves a mini magnet. I mean, or it could do nothing, but if it does one of those two things on this bar, then that's going to be a really telling sign. And actually, I need to scroll back and make my level marks if there's any TBSs or ICRs or anything like that, because I hadn't checked them in a little while. Man, this is a nice stack area here. 123. Yeah, see this 040. See this area we're struggling at now? Scrolling back, look what's happened back here. We got this crash down here. This mini magnet Paul, double ZOIs here. So usually whenever it's a struggling at an area, you can scroll back and see why. Yeah, so yesterday it really struggled there. So Dynamic X, here's the thing on that. And I'm actually glad that I'm negative 34 days, but it's not 34 trading days. I think today's 25th trading day. Because most people blow their accounts in under 30 days. But I'm nowhere near blowing this account. It was a bad January, but not to mention I only trade pre-market on this account. But I just pulled up my accounts, my funded accounts earlier, and I made $3,000 in February on my funded accounts. Because those, I actually get to trade those here and there outside during the open on random times. But this account here that I'm trading is just pre-market, 1 hour before the market. And there was quite a few days I didn't trade it either. So, but like I was saying yesterday, the goal is everybody wants to come in and just get funded in 10 days, 7 days and make, $10,000 super quick, every day and all that. But the goal is to survive, right? You got to survive first. If you can't even go 30 days without blowing an account, you're not going to go, when you eventually do get funded, you're not going to go 30 days in a funded account. I've had my funded accounts all of last year. Haven't blown them out, have multiple of them. And like somebody was messaging me yesterday and I was telling them, I was explaining this. I said, I first and foremost want to be profitable for the year. That's what I care about. I don't care about day by day. I care about the year. From there, I want to be profitable every month. I want to be profitable every week. I never care about the day by day. And of course, you can't be profitable every single week. You can't even be profitable every single month. But if you can be profitable every year, that's what I care about. I want to be in it long term, not blowing accounts week by week or month by month. So that's my thing. And Apex is the only place that I've been able to do that with. So I'll just kind of leave you with that. And it does take time. See you, Vegas. Have a good one. And it does take time, but most of it, learning the system is great. But most of the people that do have problems, including myself, before, the first 2 years of this, it was discipline issues on myself. The system was the system. But if I couldn't stop when I'm supposed to stop, then it meant nothing. And if I blew an account in one day, it meant nothing because I've done all that. Right? So and this simplicity is working long. I mean, it's going long, no pullbacks. As I mentioned, I didn't hop into this entry because of what we had on the 30-tick chart here. We just chopped at these areas. It couldn't, had a hard time, and we have these clusters here to say that there could still be a fight going on. So, no pullbacks that I would have taken. Now we're about to hit this level up here, so I probably wouldn't even take a pullback right now either. And we're getting close to the dark zone, to the open. Okay, Jeff, I'll check it out. Yeah, I'm probably going to call it a day here too because 10 minutes till the open. I'm not taking any chances at this time. So, yeah, and dynamic, so just, and if you hear, and ask people's opinion, you're going to get mixed opinions, of course, because everybody's going to be different. But that is the great thing about Apex is you get those 30 days of the boot camp free and then another 30 days for $1. So it's basically like, look, try it. Might not be for you, might be for you. There's a lot of profitable people using it. There's a lot of people that don't succeed. So, and I think the people that don't succeed is just because of themselves, to be honest, which that's, in my opinion, 80 to 90% of traders anyways, is discipline and psychology. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm hopping off of here now. 10 minutes to the open. I've been on for about an hour. That's my session. For those of you that don't know, I trade the 1 hour before the market opens, and I trade for 1 hour only. So yeah, same here, James. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me today. And as always, trade well.
Potential TX on
Y'all
entry.
have a good one. No, Dynami, there I just saw your message. There's nothing like that. I still pay the $200 a month. That's all I pay. They do have additional I guess courses to that are more in depth, like, but there's only one really. There's Thrive Event. That's the one that I would recommend outside of your $200 a month that you pay for the charts and all that. That one I would definitely recommend. Other than that, I've been with them for 3 years now, and I've never paid more than the $200 a month that they show the gold for silver membership. So yeah, that's it. But all right, I'm hopping off. I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Y'all take care.